evening, families, teachers, staff, and fellow graduates. Tonight, we celebrate something we once thought was very far away, our 8th grade graduation. It's hard to believe how much has changed since we first walked into middle school. Back then, many of us were nervous 6th graders trying to find our classes, remember locker combinations, and figure out where we fit in. Now, standing here together, we leave as a class that has grown stronger, closer, and more confident. Over the past 3 years, we've created memories that we'll never forget. We've survived long homework nights, difficult tests, leadership camp trips, spirit weeks, sports seasons, concerts, and countless group projects. My mom has come to expect petri dishes on her kitchen counter every spring leading up to the middle school science fair. We've laughed together, stressed together, and learned together. Now I would like to take everyone on a brief trip down memory lane to look back on our years here at Grace. In preschool, when Mrs. Hungerford was the 3s teacher and Mrs. Neal was the 4s teacher, Jack, Emily, Inez, Olivia, Wesley, Gracie, Cadence, William, and Caden started not only preschool here at Grace, but also were the start of our class history. In preschool, there are numerous fun-filled activities such as Vehicle Day, Mother's Day Tea, the Patriotic Parade, the Petting Zoo, and many more. Although Cadence and Caden left after preschool, they were returned to Grace later on. In kindergarten, Dakota and Jake joined Miss Extra's class. In her class, students learned how to tie their shoes and became readers. In 1st grade, Aubrey and Ellery joined Mrs. Bull's class. Caden also returned this year, but left at the end of the year. In 2019, Addie, Arden, and Prince started their trip, and Tyler started their trip journey at Grace and Mrs. K's class. The spring semester of 2nd grade brought on a new challenge with the COVID-19 pandemic, and we all finished the school year completing homework packets remotely that Mrs. K faithfully prepared for us. 3rd grade started in the fall of 2020. With the pandemic still in full swing, Kenza, Kendall, Vicky, Alexander, Carter, and Evan arrived in Grace and Mrs. Seacat's 3rd grade class. Cadence returned this year. Despite the pandemic, Mrs. Seacat's always made sure we had fun while learning, as evidenced by the invention convention. In 2021, Ava, Isla, and Drew joined our 4th grade class. Caden also returned. Our school was growing. This was the first year that our class had 2 separate homerooms, with Mrs. Valderrama and Miss Gieson, now known as Mrs. Davis, as our teachers. Kenza left at the end of this year. In 5th grade, Abigail, Kendall, and David arrived at Grace. During this time, we participated in many memorable activities and trips, such as volunteering at Feed My Starving Children, the State Fair, Science Camp, and an end-of-the-year trip to Sunsplash. Caden left at the end of this year. In August 2023, our class entered middle school. I'm sure we all felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. We've experienced a number of firsts, including our first leadership camp and the new responsibility of trying to get to class on time while moving to different classrooms throughout the day. Aiden joined us this year, and Kenza returned. At the end of 6th grade, we celebrated Mr. and Noe's many years of faithful service leading our school. In 7th grade, Alexa joined our class. Caden returned. Anna Pascal served as our administrator. 7th grade began with a 2nd grade trip to leadership camp and ended with our last year end of year trip to Sunsplash. Now, on to our final 8th grade year at Grace. This year, our last classmate, Corbin, joined us and Mrs. Brundage became our head of school. Honestly, this year and even our whole time at Grace Christian Academy has gone by in a flash. But we have been fortunate to making lasting memories along the way. Recently, we had our final exams, last day of middle school, last chapel, you name it. Our class history is made up of all the small moments that brought us here, the friendships formed at lunch and recess, the cheering at games and performances, the teachers who pushed us to do our best, and even the moments we thought we'd never make it through. As we collectively look forward to continuing our journey in high school and beyond, I speak for myself and my classmates in saying that we are incredibly and simply grateful for our many years at Grace. To my fellow graduates, don't be afraid to try new things, make new friends, take opportunities, learn from mistakes, and most importantly, remember to be kind. The way we treat people will always matter more than any grade or award. Tonight is more than the just the end of 8th grade. It's the beginning of a new chapter for all of us. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you for the memories, the laughter, and the journey we shared together. We made it. Thank you.